Well, guys, there's that, or the rest of that sliver that's in there. You know how annoying it is. Plus, it's swelled up a little bit overnight. Hasn't popped yet. It will, but I'm not going to wait because I got to get things done. And I also got to get fingerprinted today, so I got to take care of that. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my coffee, and then I'm going to go in the house, get an ice cube. I'm going to put an ice, because it's sore. I'm going to put an ice cube on it. Then I'm going to slit it open with a scalpel and get that sliver out of there. So that's what we're going to do today. As soon as I have my coffee and my breakfast. So that's where we're at. So I will show you if you want. You can watch it if you can, if you want, whatever. Alright, now here's the thumb. There's the sliver. It's under the skin. So there's an ice cube. Over here that you can't see, there's a paper towel. And that's got alcohol on it. Over here we have another paper towel with peroxide on it. And in that jar is what they call iodine. So I'm going to freeze the thumb up a little bit so I don't feel the pain while I'm digging in there. Now yesterday is the day I actually should have been doing this, because yesterday it wasn't as sensitive. You know, now it's sensitive, so it makes it a little tougher. So normally I would yesterday I was digging at it, but I just couldn't get it because it was too deep. Well, I gotta get the tweezers. It just wasn't working. So, and I also thought that I got it all out, but then I realized afterward that I didn't. So now it's just more sensitive than it was. Because again, yesterday I would have just done it. And there's no sense me dealing with pain if I don't have to. So we're going to put this on here, and we're going to numb the thumb. I have a little X-Actos thing here. I'm going to clean that with the alcohol that's on the paper towel over here. And we're just going to let that sit in there for a few minutes while my thumb numbs. Yeah, I've been out here all morning. It's probably close to, well, it's after 12, I bet you. Alright, let's see what we got here. I just got to break the skin enough to get underneath that sliver. There it is. Done. Didn't even feel it. I don't know if you guys can see it there or not. So, one of the reasons why I wanted to get, it's about a little less than a quarter. One of the reasons why I wanted to get out of there was a piece of a tree, you know, with all the sap and everything else in there, and so I didn't want it to get infected. Here's the peroxide. Now, peroxide, believe it or not, isn't the best thing in the world for cleaning. I mean, even in the hospital, they really don't use peroxide. They use just a good antibacterial soap and water. Peroxide apparently has something in it. I forgot what it does. I really did. A nurse told me one day. I should ask my granddaughter. She's a nurse. Yeah, she's a nurse at Yale. She works in the pediatric, the little ones. There we go. Not bad. You guys see that? There, nice and clean, and not too much. I gotta be fingerprinted today. Yeah, I got a hold of, and normally they only do it on Tuesdays at 8 o'clock, 6:30. They start at 6:30, 6:30 to 8. So I got a hold of Brett, which is a friend of mine. I know him for a long time. And I know his father, whatever. A great boat mechanic. My wife looks at him as being a member of the family. His last name is the same as mine, even though we're not related. Well, who knows, by years of DNA, who knows. But now I just put some iodine on it. Iodine. Yeah, I went nuts looking for iodine. You go to a store, you ask if they have iodine. They try to sell you the iodine supplement. You know, the thing in Nature's and stuff. I go, no, it's for putting on cuts. What? I went to CVS one day and I talked to somebody over there. I asked them about it, and apparently they didn't know either. So I had to go to the pharmacist. I went to the pharmacist. I said, I need some iodine. She goes, oh, okay, hold on. I'm going to go get it for you. She walks off from behind the counter. She walks over. She comes back with the iodine, the stuff that I wanted. So why don't people understand what iodine is anymore? She says, younger generation. Younger generation. Oh, shit. Can't say that word anymore. We're picking on them. We're picking on them. Younger generation, that's another word we're not going to be able to use anymore. Well, you know what? I don't want to be called elderly. You're insulting me. Okay, there we go. Here we go, everybody. Screw them. Let's get on the bandwagon. I don't want to be called elderly. I don't want to be called a senior. That's all there is to it. Anyway, I was talking to you. I got to go get fingerprinted. So I got a hold of Brett. I sent him a text telling him I need to get fingerprinted. He got back to me saying, I go in at 4 o'clock. Come over at 4:30. And he'll fingerprint me. So I gotta go to the station at 4:30 and get fingerprinted. You know, if I had the cards, I'd do it myself, because I used to do fingerprinting with the ink. I'm not. I hear the electronic fingerprints are pretty cool, but I've never done electronic fingerprints. I'm used to the ink. So. Actually, I had to train a couple of people to do fingerprints. Not read them, but do them, because, you know, again, it's something that you got to pay attention. You don't use a lot of ink. You use very little ink. Less is best. That's all there is to it. Man, let me throw this ice cube out. I don't need it out here for anything. I gotta unlock the door too. What everybody has the habit of doing is laying down a lot of ink so they don't have to do a lot of rolling. You know, it makes it easier for them. And then they have this big blob of ink. And then when they fingerprint you, you end up with a big blob there, you know. And it doesn't have to be dark in order to be red. So, what you do is you just put down very little. You can always add, you know. But they put it down, they put down a lot, and then they try to wipe it off, so they're wasting towel paper. Listen, put down a dab. A dab. Right? You know, and if you want, you can try putting down 2 dabs, but make your dabs smaller, 1 and 2. You know, and then you roll one way this way, then you just roll it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Alright, and after you do 1 or 2 or 3, you may have to roll it again. So they're looking to eliminate all this extra steps. So, and then you got to make sure that you have control of the hand. You know, just loosen it up, you know, and let me have your hand. Because sometimes they'll take it and they know what you're going to do, so they're trying to help you. You know, so you have to make sure that you actually push it down and hold it down so that, you know, you're doing it, you know, and they can't really do it with you. So, but meanwhile, very, 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 very little ink. Very little ink. On a clean surface. The surface has to be clean. Otherwise, it can show as a mark on your fingerprint. Now, that will show. Alright, but it's not a point to where I was trying to deface my fingerprint. You know. So they still have enough to read to know that they have another one to compare it to. My hands are shot anyway. Let me see, I broke this finger. It snaps now. I broke this hand. I broke this hand. I broke this wrist twice. Cheekbone. Nose. I don't remember if I broke this wrist or not. But those were the good old days. Yeah. So, alright. So now that's out. I feel much better. Now I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this. So let's make another video.